Everybody, Joan Zodianz here, and welcome back to another episode of Spiritual Zundayz. This week, we're going to be talking about Mercury shifting into Leo and a little bit more about the quadruple retrograde that's happening. So this has been a long and emotionally and mentally draining month. And I feel like that it's been like that for me, but also for a lot of people as well. You've either been really like creatively productive or emotionally productive, like working on self-love or working on love for somebody else. Whatever it was, I feel like the universe was testing a lot of our intent and working us internally this month. And it's really because that Mercury in Cancer was just testing a lot of our, I guess, emotional stamina. It's just been very exhausting, but in a good way. It would be in a good way if you were working a lot on yourself, or maybe you had a bad experience because you haven't been working on yourself and you've just been so emotionally exhausted trying to tend the needs of other people. Regardless of your situation, we are going to feel a greater shift of positive energy coming our way, especially mentally, because Mercury is shifting into Leo this Friday on the 28th. Please check your time zone. And we're going to find empowerment. We're going to find strengths of a Leo. If you've been feeling, especially if you've been feeling defeated this month, next month will be more uplifting, I guess, more encouraging to follow your deepest passions or to think bigger, to think better, to want to do more for yourself or for other people. It doesn't really matter. We're just going to find ourselves wanting to get the fuck back up. You know what I'm saying? And for people who are like, you cuss. I've been told people that I cuss in my podcast. So if you don't like that, just go. Just go. I'm not in the mood. I am definitely not in the mood. I see I'm already starting. But it comes during a time when we are experiencing a quadruple retrograde. And if you guys been listening to my podcast for the past couple weeks, I've been trying to warn you guys to prepare you mentally and emotionally for this because it's very stressful. It's very tense. Okay, because we have Jupiter in Sagittarius is in retrograde until August 11th. We have Saturn in retrograde, which is in Capricorn, and it's going to last until September 19th. Pluto is in retrograde in Capricorn, and it's going to last until October 3rd. And then we have Neptune now in retrograde in Pisces, and it'll last until November 27th. The remainder of this year will be very tense, especially for our external energies, right? And I've been telling you guys this, there are internal planets and there's external planets, higher and there's lower. And these are all considered lower because they're the furthest away from us. They still make a big impact on our environment and they are going to affect us as individuals. But you guys have to understand that our world is changing, and either it's changing for the worse or for the best. We don't really know yet, but it feels like under 4 retrogrades, it's just gonna be delayed. Like everything is gonna start to feel delayed. And now that Neptune is in retrograde, you have to watch out for, delusional people, delusional goals, right? And that Mercury and Leo is not going to really help with your unrealistic goals either. You really have to reflect on everything that is going on and not just in your own personal bubble, but in the bubble outside of yourself. You know what I mean? It's good to have self love. Yes. We always preach that. We always say that. Don't let your negativity swallow you up and then spit you back out into reality. And then you feel even more disappointed or more defeated in yourself. Okay. Now is the time to really think about the energy that's taking place out in the world, because when we're trying to seek opportunities, when we're trying to do something with our lives and get out of our comfort zones, get out of our personal bubbles, it's going to feel like we're going to be constantly tested until around November 27th when everything goes direct again. All right. And I haven't even checked for other retrogrades during this period, so I might do that for the next podcast just so you guys are pre warned. As you guys get yourselves ready. And just because things are in retrograde does not mean that it's necessarily bad or evil the entire time, or it's going to be stressful the entire time. It's about building that awareness so that you can overcome all of your challenges that are happening. Remember, the universe is testing everything that you want to do for yourself. And we know that because Saturn and Pluto are in Capricorn, okay? Saturn being our boundaries, our limitations, it's our responsibilities, our discipline, our duty, Okay. But then Pluto influencing our transformation, our regeneration, our energy that's going out there. And I always tell people Pluto, I love looking at Pluto, even though it's not really talked about that much. I like to compare it more to the midheaven, even though I know they're two different things, okay? But Pluto to me, because it's the furthest planet away and it's a dwarf planet, it's the planet that we're reaching out to. It's the one that that's our goal in life is to be that Pluto, right? Is to get to there. So we're getting from all the way from, the back planets all the way to the end. And I just feel like our end goal is over there. So it's important for you to know your Pluto sign as well. But right now it's in Capricorn, and Capricorn being a cardinal earth sign, it means that right now people are striving even harder to build that financial stability, to build a family, to build everything that they want to create an ideal life for themselves in this lifetime. And it feels like everything is being delayed for a lot of people. I've been talking to, my family members because we just had, the services for the funeral and all of that stuff the past week. And they're trying to have children, they're trying to trying to start businesses. Everybody's trying to start something right now for themselves, and I feel like it's mostly this generation of younger adults trying to make something more meaningful in their lives. Does that make sense, you guys? And because it's a quadruple retrograde, we're either going to unite together as one and try to change this world, because the internet is so vast and so fast right now. I don't know why we're not all banding together and being one at this point, because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous the things that you see or the hate that people have. I mean, I put out all this knowledge and people still hate what I do. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't at this point. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't understand that in yourself and you're just spreading hate and poison out there, you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. Okay. So try not to be a negative Nancy during this moment. Try to think of it as a new challenges in your life that you have to strive for. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay. And I know it's hard, it's a fine line between being delusional and just realistic. It's such a thin line right there. But if you do a lot of meditation and reflection, and you're constantly upgrading yourself, upgrading and expanding your knowledge, then I just don't see this being a big problem for you. If anything, you're just going to reinvent yourself. And by the end of the year, you're going to be a totally different person for the best, and you're going to come out stronger than you ever were before. You have to push yourself. And I've met a lot of people just even online or just clients or whatever. They're just all trying not to drown right now in themselves. And I feel like don't drown. Don't think of it negatively. Don't think of retrogrades as negative. Please think of it as like a giant mountain that you have to climb. It's going to be challenging. The terrain is going to be challenging. The weather is going to be challenging. But if you're not prepared for it, you're going to die in that mountain. You know what I mean? You're going to die up there. But if you're well prepared and you know what you're doing, you do your research, you do everything that you can to reach that top of the mountain, then there's nothing that can hold you back other than yourself. You get what I'm saying? And that's what we're experiencing right now in this quadruple retrograde. So, my advice to you, under this Mercury Leo, please do yourself a service and make sure that you implement new intent into your life. Okay, Mercury and Leo is actually a positive thing for a lot of us to be better in ourselves, to think of bigger and better goals for ourselves, to think grander. Okay, and envision that mountain of dreams that you want by the end of this year, and think of things as only once a year, like not once a year but annually. Okay, like your annual goals. And if you're not creating goals for yourself, how are you living? Honestly, I ask people that all the time. As humans, we evolve so quickly, and we all believe in evolution. And if you're not evolving in yourself or internally, external, I don't know what to tell you. I cannot help you. I can't help you. You can only help yourself. So do yourself a service, okay? And put that into your intent. As soon as Mercury shifts into Leo, and next month we're gonna have a new moon and a full moon, and you know how that is. Be better, be stronger, be wiser, be everything that you can be. And don't limit yourself per se, but prepare yourself for your mountain. Prepare yourself for your mountain. And if you're not prepared for that, you're gonna die up there. Seriously, you're gonna die in that fucking mountain. And don't say I didn't warn your stupid ass, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go straight into a tarot card for the week. We are ending the month. And if you guys listened to my podcast before, how we end the month is how we begin our new month. So end it strong. End it strong. Okay? End it strong. Start it strong. So let's go ahead and do these cards, or card, because I pull one card. All right, let's go. And at the beginning of every month, I always do monthly zodiac horoscopes that you can find on my website at zodianz.com. I don't have a include that in my podcast. It's way too long and way too strenuous. So the card for the rest of this month will be the sun. The sun is actually associated with the sun is actually the ruling planet for Leo, which is befitting because we're talking about Mercury and Leo. But the sun is also the sun in tarot, right? And so when we're thinking about the sun, we are thinking about our individual needs. How can we shine brighter? How can we shine light on things that need to be worked on? How can we be more enlightened? Okay. And this is something that you're going to have to think about as the month ends. Okay, how can I be the best that I can be? How can I reach my full potential for the remainder of this month and in the rest of the year? Because it's summertime already, you guys. It's summertime. It's the middle of the year by now. If you don't have your goals set for the rest of the year, if you're not working towards something, even if it's something small, you don't have to work yourself too hard, or maybe you do, because remember the quadruple retrogrades. I'm trying to be nice to you guys, but at the same time I'm like, if you're not pushing yourself, you're not conquering yourself. Okay, you're never gonna be that person. I gotta keep it real with you. You're never gonna be the person that you want to be if you don't push yourself, push your limits, push yourself so you can shine brighter in your life. Maybe in the past couple years or so, you've been feeling really dim, your light's been really dim. Well, this is the time where everybody has to confront themselves and be themselves and really remove all of that negativity from your life so that you can shine again, or you can shine more than you ever did in your life. I don't really know what your life has been like, but I feel like this is a moment, and take it as a sign where you need to empower yourself, you need to educate yourself, you need to enlighten yourself. Because if you're not doing that by now, you are never going to get anywhere. I'm being so real with you. And you might find other people who try to sugarcoat things like, take your time, don't let anybody pressure you. Don't. And although that may be true for a lot of people, especially if you have anxiety, you don't want to be pressured into something you don't want to do. But if you're not pushing yourself or adding a little bit of pressure, the universe is already doing that. The universe is already adding pressure into your life. So you're either going to conquer that pressure, or you're going to be a victim all your fucking life. You tell me. Or you tell yourself. Are you a victim or are you a survivor at this point? And with Neptune in retrograde, I told you guys last week, you're going to find a lot of people who want to be victims. They're going to sabotage relationships. They're going to sabotage opportunities during these retrogrades because they cannot confront themselves. They cannot be themselves. So they want everybody else to conform. They want everybody else to be just like them. And so you got to ask yourself, are you one of those people? Are you a leader or are you a follower? Okay. Are you a leader or are you a follower? That's all you really need to ask yourself. Are you the leader of your family? Or are you following your family? You're just going to succumb to everything everybody else tells you to do? And I'm not saying, oh, go out, start a business, go live your deepest passions, go into financial ruin. That's not what I'm saying, because everybody is different. Everybody has different desires and needs. Don't let anybody tell you who you are as a person, but also tell yourself who you are as a person. Make sense? Because if you're not telling yourself who you are as a person, that means what? Answer that question. That means you don't know who you are. So learn who you are so that you can go out through the rest of the year in confidence, right? With power in yourself, power in your higher self. So that's all I got for the rest of this. Sorry if I'm feeling myself right now, but I want it to be a very empowering session, or not even session. I call these things sessions, but you know what I mean. And I hope that you guys have a good rest of your month and that you are feeling blessed. Practice gratitude. Always practice gratitude with God. And if you don't believe in God, at least believe in some kind of higher power. Otherwise, you're not going to have a real direction. Or even the higher power in yourself. I don't know. Don't let the ego hit you on the way out. But if you guys want to learn more, I am taking spiritual sessions again. I ended my break early, so you can book a session with me at Zodianz.com. I come back in July, and people are already booking me, so you might not have space there. You might have to wait until August. So talk to you guys next week. Love you guys so much. Thank you for all your support and love for me. And I know I haven't been making consistent videos. I know that in myself. It's just that I have to think about things that are priority. And if you've been following me on Instagram, you guys have been seeing my progress on my book too. I am trying to manifest the book deal. If you guys know any book publishers, let me know. Pass them my way. But talk to you guys soon. Bye.